Greetings, fellow YouTubers. This is the Budget Army channel with yet another exciting video for your viewing pleasure and entertainment, or just something for you to laugh at. This is my review or my impressions of the N82 Tactical inside the waistband holster, advertised as being the most comfortable inside the waistband holster that you'll ever wear. Now, before I get into my impressions of this holster, let me show you what it looks like to wear, or what it looks like to conceal it. Now, I'm not the greatest model. Believe me, I know that. I am the before picture, and hopefully someday I'll be the after picture also. But as you can see, I mean, I'm wearing a loose shirt, so it's easy to conceal. But you know, it's right here, and it rides very comfortably. And the nice thing about it is that I don't have to worry about it printing so much or rubbing against my body. Now, I wear a t-shirt usually when I carry concealed, just to kind of shield you know, my side from the holster or the gun itself, but I really wouldn't have to do that in this case. So I just wanted to show you how it looks. Ugh, I look like I'm pregnant. Holy cow, that's horrible. Alright, that's enough of that. Sorry about that. Even gives me the heebie-jeebies. Alright, anyway, let's take a closer look at Mr. N82 Tactical inside the waistband holster, the most comfortable holster that you'll ever buy and ever wear. I've been wearing this thing all day, and I can tell you this thing is really comfortable. Let's go ahead and break it down really quick. But before we do that, just to give you a little background, I met the two guys, or one of the two guys. The reason why it's called N82, by the way, is because invented or developed by two guys named Nate Johnson and Nate Beard. Now, I met Nate Johnson at the show I just went to recently, and interestingly enough, he's got a bigger beard than Nate Johnson does. I know it doesn't make any sense, but that's the case. But the nice thing about meeting the inventor of a product or the owner of a company is that you can see their passion in their product. And Nate Johnson is very, very passionate about this holster, and you know what? It works. And it's also nice is that if you have any questions at all about the holster, how it works, you know, why is it such a comfortable holster, he's able to tell you in basic language. You know, and without, you know, going into engineering ease like my brother does, because he's an engineer, and I think he does it on purpose just to make me feel stupid. I am stupid, but that's beside the point. Anyway, they're nice guys. I think I've met both of them. I think Nate Beard we met first when we actually bought the holster, but Nate Johnson I met, like I said, at this last show, and they're usually one or both of them is going to be at the gun shows that they attend. So if you ever run across them, you know, say hey to them. They're nice guys, really are. But let's look at the basic construction of this holster. Now, this is a slightly older version. The only change they've made is that they've gotten rid of this actual label here, the sewn-on label, and they've got like a laser embossed logo in the leather itself. So there's no worry about this, you know, label ripping or anything like that, because there's no label to rip. But the construction of this is in three main pieces, aside from the retention portion. But I guess the paddle portion, or the body of the holster, if you want to call it, are three main portions. The first, the part that comes in contact with the gun, direct contact, is an oil tan boot leather, and it's durable. It's soft. It's safe to contact the gun. It won't scratch it. The color won't rub off on the gun, and as you can see, it molds to the gun itself. The other part on the back is a soft suede backing. And the nice thing about the suede is that even if you have it directly on your skin, it still allows your skin to breathe. And even if you sweat, it'll still feel cool. And the other nice thing is that there's a natural friction to this suede. So a couple things. Mostly, actually, is that it won't move around on your body a whole lot at all. And for people that wear or carry guns concealed, you know that, you know, 20, 30 times a day, you're hitching up your pants because your gun's pulling down your belt, your pants, and, you know, pretty soon you look like a gangster with your belt hanging around halfway down your butt. But this, actually, what it allows it to do is that because of the natural friction, first of all, but also because it can conform to your body, it will actually allow your body to hold the weight of your gun and holster rather than your belt. So throughout the day, instead of, you know, usually you hitch your pants up like 10, 15 times a day, twice is all I had to do it today. I counted because I wanted to see how many times I have to do it. It moved a little bit because I move around a lot in my chair, and I have to get up and walk around a lot, talk to people, yell at them, scream at them, you know, tell them that they're doing things wrong so I can fix them. Well, no, not really. But, so, I mean, I do a lot of moving around at work. There was a lot of opportunity, I guess, if you can call it, for it to, you know, become displaced. But it never did. And that's a lot to do with this suede backing here. It's also really soft and very comfortable. Now, I wore a t-shirt, but I'd feel just as comfortable not wearing one. But because it's a little cooler, and plus I just always do when I carry concealed, because it's just out of force of habit. Now, the third portion of, I guess, the body of this holster is one you can't see, and that is 3 millimeters of neoprene in between the suede and the boot leather. And that causes or gives you a nice cushion effect, and also allows for that molding of the gun. Now, because this is for my wife's gun, her Glock fits in there, and it fits that. It's molded around to the Glock. It doesn't take that long to mold it around to it either. So, even around the back, you can see a slight imprint of the gun, but it's still able to conform around your body. And it does a great job doing that. Now, I didn't wear my wife's Glock because you know why I don't carry a Glock. I wore it with my Kimber, sporting the Infidel grips from Custom Killer Grips. And it rode just fine. Of course, it didn't conform completely to my gun because, you know, there's a little space here because the Glock trigger guard is a little bit larger. But it rode it just fine. Not a problem. You know, it didn't shift around a lot, didn't fall out at all, so it was great. Now, the great thing about this holster was that there was no kind of break-in period for my body. If you see my other videos before, this is the usual holster that I carry, my Don Hume 721 open-top holster. It's a nice holster, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, but if you look here, because the leather is rather rigid, it's conformed more to the gun than to my body. So my body had to go through a little bit of an adjustment wearing this. It's not, you know, that it's uncomfortable and it fits the gun great. It's just, you know, my body had to get used to it. For my SIG, when I carry that, it's a Blackhawk Sportster holster, just a little paddle. It's a nice holster. I love the retention device here, but also there was an adjustment period for my body to get used to it. Even though it's got that nice rounded contour, it's a little harder to conceal with that as well. With this, there was no adjustment period. I put it on and I went. It's, I don't know, it's like a shampoo commercial or something like that. But that is the main construction of the body of this holster, and it works really, really well. Now, the other thing to be aware of as far as the holster itself is the retention area. Now, this elastic here isn't just some cheap elastic. It's a very dense, thick herringbone elastic. And what they mean by herringbone is you probably see the pattern in there. It's not just sewn straight across. Okay, it's sewn in a herringbone pattern. The reason for that is this, is that you notice like on the Glock trigger guards, you know that comes to a point right here? If this stitching was done straight across or just as normal, or if this is a thinner material, it would poke through right there. Okay, but you won't get that with this herringbone cross stitch or whatever they call it pattern elastic. I know I can't show you how thick this is, but it's really durable. And this too, it doesn't come shaped like this, but this too will mold to the shape of your gun and providing better retention. The clip itself, well, the clip itself, excuse me, the clip itself is a powder coated metal clip, and you'll see it's got that little hook in there to give you nice belt retention or retention on your belt. But it's also, if you need to take it off for whatever reason, if you're like going into a bank or entering a school or whatever the case may be, or going to a place of business that doesn't allow you to carry weapons, it's easy enough to take off and it slides right off without a problem at all. Now, just to give you an idea of how comfortable this holster is, the day we bought this for my wife, you know, because she was looking for a holster that would help her obviously carry her little BB Glock concealed. And women have different concealment issues than men do. Their waists ride higher. They tend to wear more form-fitting clothes, especially when you're fat like me. If I were to wear form-fitting clothes, I'd scare too many people, so I just don't do it. So, I mean, inside the waistband seemed to be the most logical, logical choice. But, you know, because women are, is it short-waisted or whatever it is, you know, even then, the options can be a little limited. But she tried this. We just walked by their booth, And we saw the sign, you know, most comfortable concealment holster you ever buy. I said, okay, well, let's take a look. She tried it on. She said it felt great. You know, she couldn't, you know, it wasn't uncomfortable at all. And so we bought it and we brought it home. And of course, we've been walking around the gun show all day. So we've been walking around quite a bit. And she got home, she laid down on the sofa, and she fell asleep wearing this with her gun in it. That's how comfortable this thing was. No break-in period on her body either. You know, it wasn't a problem fitting within her clothes. Now, it's a subcompact Glock, you know, granted. But with a holster arrangement like this, and it comes in different sizes to fit different size guns, I could carry a full-size Colt 1911, I think, just as comfortably as I can this commander size. So, just to let you know that I don't receive any benefit from N82 Tactical, Nate Square Tactical, I should say. I don't receive any products, holsters, any endorsement deals. This is just me. I paid cash for this holster just like any other animal. So this is just me telling you how much I really like this holster. So it's a highly recommended buy if you're looking for a comfortable inside the waistband holster that won't move around a lot and that will retain your weapon and hold it in like it's supposed to. So that's it. I'm sorry this video was so long, but I wanted to be sure I got everything in there. If you have any questions, you could either PM me, but go to their site. I'll have the link at the bottom. They're available at dealers, at gun shows, or direct from their website. So there you go. That's the Nate Square Tactical Inside the Waistband Holster, the most comfortable holster you'll ever buy. But that's it. Have a great night. Bye-bye.